welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. May I introduce to you the lovely Patty Lee.
And this is Andrew Chow.
Hello, enchanté.
Hello. Okay.
That was
Here it
quick.
comes.
All right.
Here it comes. Let's see. Hi. What do you have here today?
Let's see the wow of the day.
Wow. Ah.
What are these?
I know what this is.
It smells lovely.
It smells lovely. It smells like coconut.
Don't chew it.
Smells like don't chew it.
Now
Don't
I
chew
have
it.
to.
Hey, there you know what it is. And look at her face. It's like soap.
It's so
It's soap? No, I'm an expert of soap. This is definitely not soap. And
waxy.
Kind of the opposite of soap. You might want to put some on so you don't slip.
not slip. And you
Yes.
have the keyword.
Waxy? Okay.
Okay.
So we got a VCR?
Yes, let's watch the video together and reveal what these are for.
Surfing is a water sport loved by many people who enjoy the ocean. The reason for the love is not only from chasing the waves to standing up on the surfboard and enjoying the free ride sliding on the water, but also having another life experience that challenges oneself. Such exciting and fun water sports have different origins. From the aspect of surfing, Hawaii is the starting point of this extreme sport. Taiwan, located on the other side of the Pacific Ocean, is surrounded by the sea, giving it a unique geographical environment and more than 40 surf spots from north to south. Among the best spots there are Taidong in the east of Taiwan with its vast coastline and northern monsoon, Dulan, and Jingzun, which all have gradually become the surfing meccas of Taiwanese and foreigners alike.
Good food, good people, and good weather.
Since 2011, Taidong was rated the best surfing spot in Asia by the Asia Surfing Cooperative, and organizers began to hold international competitions there. Can you imagine that Taiwan, with a population of 23 million, has only about 20,000 surfers? Yet there is an international level open surfing competition held here every year. Let's chase the waves together.
Surfers in the house! Hey guys! Hi JD, George, Pio, Garrett, and Bebe! So you guys are the experts of today.
Exactly.
So these are
Surfboard wax.
surfboard wax. Whose board is this?
Mine.
Yours. Okay.
Can you show us the basic?
How do we
principle, or-
put on the wax? And what
Right.
are these
Yeah.
wax for?
Yeah.
If no wax, you're gonna slip from the board.
Okay.
Ocean.
But we have two here, and they're quite different. This is kind of see-through. What's the difference?
It's the hardness. We use a base on the first.
Yes. Just like this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. This is pretty easy. My cousins,
you can
my cousins do this as well.
Yeah,
She's 3, so she can help, right?
Can you draw a flower?
A flower, like, oh, flower.
Wait, so you put both waxes on the same board?
Yes.
You can. You get the good base coat, and then as needed, you put a second coat.
Okay.
Or
So you go softer and then a harder wax. And how long does that last? Like, does it last long, or do you have to like put it on every single time you get out of the water?
Every single time you have.
Really?
Every time. Water.
It's harder on the bottom.
It's harder on the bottom.
Yeah, to be base.
Oh.
And with the softer one, you can independently see the weather and the water temperature and where you're living or where you used to go. And you can choose different, more softer or more thicker or different on the top.
Right. And this brings me to the Pacific.
It smells so nice. It smells like pina coladas.
Pina colada. Right. Yes. Cool. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll put this back. Hey,
So George, you're from Taiwan, right?
Yes.
Okay. Local surfer. JD, where are you from?
I'm from Texas, but learned to surf here in Taiwan. Yeah.
What?
Correct. Yes. Tainan was where I first learned, and it's a great starting point. I think.
Wait, you can surf in Tainan?
Smaller waves, way different than here on the East Coast, or
Yes.
where we're closer to the East Coast now. But
Right.
sure, good beginner waves, and yeah, it's a great entry to surfing.
Okay.
But less waves out of the calendar year, way less waves consistently. East Coast, more waves, more consistently.
East Coast. Who's from the East Coast?
Okay, 1, 2,
too.
3. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
What's crazy about the East Coast, Garrett?
We get a lot of swells from typhoons since.
Wait, that sounds dangerous.
Oh,
Yeah, it is
yeah.
quite
Sounds
dangerous.
scary.
But when the conditions are right and the wind from the typhoon
Yes.
is far enough away, we just get clean waves. And we like to ride the bigger waves sometimes after we've been surfing with some experience.
You crazy guys. Where are you from?
I'm from California.
Oh, so there's a lot of surfing in California too,
Yeah.
right?
That's right, yeah. I grew up on the beach and I don't really remember my first waves. I was so young. I think I was
Wow.
about 7 or 8 years old
Oh
when
my
I started
God.
surfing.
That's crazy.
Proud parent. Oh, my kid is riding the waves.
Look at little Garrett go.
So what brought you to Taiwan?
Well, adventure, I guess. I traveled a lot when I was surfing.
Yeah.
And when I got to Taiwan, I think the friendly culture and the very laid back atmosphere
Yes.
here, and
Yeah.
I just never left.
Okay.
Did love let you stay in Taiwan?
Well, I have found a lot of love here.
Love of the surf.
Taiwanese girl.
The surf, of course. Yeah.
Taiwanese girl. You guys are laughing. P.O. you laugh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
no, not same story, but love kept
Love
me here.
nonetheless.
I'm a father right now, so
Oh,
of course,
right.
yeah.
Right.
I have a 4-year-old son.
Oh.
Of course, lots of love.
So does he help with waxing as well?
Yeah, it's same as your niece, right? Just like all over the place, yeah. Maybe
Oh.
some flowers and yeah. But no, he's helpful, and he got into skateboarding recently.
Okay.
So he's trying to surf the concrete, and
Right.
he's 4 only. So maybe next year we'll teach him to swim, and in 2 years he should be on.
Is there surfing in Poland?
There is
so cold there.
It's cold, but there is a sea, Baltic Sea. We share it with few other countries.
Yeah.
Yes.
And during winter, when it's super cold, you gotta wear like
A dry suit, not a wetsuit
yeah,
anymore. A dry suit.
yeah, or
Dry
double
suit.
wetsuit. But actually, there was a winter swell, and yeah, you actually can.
So do you like surf with ice on the water
And
kind of thing?
actually, yes, there is a way to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you don't surf on the ice, but during the winter when the coast is frozen, we do snow kiting on the bay.
Right.
So the coast is frozen, so we take kites and we take snowboards and we ride on this.
You were talking about kite surfing.
Yes,
Is that
that's-
something related
That's
to you
my.
at the back?
Yes, that's my way of surfing. I believe there's many ways of surfing waves, right? And I
Right.
tried it all. That's my favorite way of riding wave because that's a kiteboard, by the way.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's a board that,
Yes.
of course, glides on the water. But I use the kite to give me power
fly.
Yeah, basically.
And then you can also get some air time.
Because like you're putting yourself at the mercy of 2 elements.
Yes,
You know, like
yes,
wind
Yeah.
and
yes,
water.
Yes,
And
yes.
flying and surfing at
Yes.
the same time.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, and the best conditions are where the wind is slightly offshore and the waves are getting steep,
Right.
and then still wind is blowing, so you can get a lot of G-force out of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Crazy man.
most people ride the waves. You take the wind and ride into the waves.
Yes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's scary.
Next level.
That's a little
Next
speed.
level.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what's this?
Okay, we have,
Here we go. Here.
oh,
Okay.
this. Who can tell me what this stands for? Bebe, do you know? You're from the East Coast. Why are there most like
I'm from
spots?
southeast. yeah.
Okay.
Southeast
Yeah.
Coast, Taidong,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So what does this chart mean?
I think it looks like some maybe surf spot.
Yeah.
That many?
The best surf spots.
I won't say maybe best, but I think I see this so many.
The good ones.
Yeah, I think it's like surfable spot.
Well said. Surfable, maybe not the best.
Surfable spot.
I mean, you could technically surf anything if you try hard enough.
Right.
That's true.
Well, tell me about your favorite surfing spot in Taiwan.
Taitung, we have a village called
Right.
Donghe.
Oh, Donghe.
Yeah, Donghe have so many spots. My favorite, River Mouse and Jingzhen Harbor.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes we have another reef spot, have some good waves.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, you've been there.
Yeah, it's a very nice area. The water's a little bit warmer, you know, and the wind comes offshore every morning. When the wind's coming from the land, it kind of creates a good shape. It blows up the face of the wave.
Right.
So more surface area for the surfers to kind of
Right,
perch
it's kind of
onto?
grooms, you know, it's kind of like
Okay.
combing your hair. You kind of you get a nice spray off of the back.
That's cool.
What's the best time for surfing, like in one day?
In the morning, generally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before it
'cause-
gets too hot.
Right, and the wind conditions are very important for the waves.
Yeah.
So the winds will come from the mountains more often and earlier in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite spot is Waiao Beach.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a
Yilan?
surf spot there in
Yilan.
Yilan.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Wow,
have a
it's
surf
so
shop.
beautiful.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
you coach and
I coach surfing.
rent
yeah.
boards kind of thing?
Yeah, rent boards, coach surfing. We have a hostel. And
Nice.
it's right on the beach, across from the Waiao train station, so it's very
Oh,
convenient to
I
get
need
there.
a vacation. You know.
Yeah, it's
I
a
need to
short
go.
trip
You
from
surf?
here.
I get pushed by waves.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's a
Yeah.
start.
That's the start. Yeah. Okay, so Waiao, Yilan is your favorite spot.
Yeah, that's right.
George,
What about
where's
you? Where's yours?
favorite spot?
Mine also Yilan.
Really?
Close to Garrett, my beach called Double Lion.
Your beach. my beach. Yes.
It's called George's Double Lion.
Oh, what about that place?
It's a whole year surf beach.
Yes.
Okay.
In the summer we surf in the south, and the winter time we surf in the north.
Okay.
So it's a small beach, but you can surf all kinds of surf there. It's
But
good.
is it good for beginners?
Yes,
Oh, really?
Do you surf?
definitely.
I do not. I am like the beginner's beginner. I almost died wakeboarding.
You, oh my God. Please, I'm happy you're here.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah,
But you
yeah.
have 5 coaches here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of intimidating. It's like,
So Yilan is your
Yes.
favorite. JD.
I have to say that I spent a lot of time in Jialashui, Pingdong, South Taiwan.
I love
Great spot.
Jialashui.
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
I
beautiful.
had a week there, like chilling, and I love the people there.
Yeah,
They're
it's
so-
a great vibe there.
Yeah.
So you guys have like surfed all over the world, right? Like, are there like certain things about Taiwan's surfing culture or locations that like kind of stand out?
Like why Taiwan?
yeah, like-
Why surfing?
Because
in
you guys have been
Taiwan?
here for a while and you've like continued surfing
Yeah,
here.
you stayed here and stayed on this land and
yeah.
go to the sea almost every day. What kept you in Taiwan?
Oh, good question. I think Taiwan is convenient to travel. I mean, we see plenty of surf spots here on the map. You could travel from the west coast to the east coast or north to the south. It's
Yeah.
quite easy to plan a surf weekend. You know, we have 3-day weekend. So that's definitely an allure of Taiwan.
I think just the culture here, the friendliness of all the locals.
What about our sea?
Yeah, the ocean's great. You know, the water's warm year round, and in a lot of countries, a lot of local spots, they have a saying: if you don't live here, don't surf here.
Right. Really?
Yeah, and it can get
Really?
quite
It's
kind of
violent.
elitist. Like they try to keep you out.
But actually, this is one kind of the surf culture. Actually. Yeah, some spot, even Hawaii, some the other countries. I've been traveling even to Australia,
Right.
some spot. They do have that kind of, attitude.
Wow.
Sometimes somewhere, or they pretend that they're local, like a secret spot.
Yeah.
They don't want to, because right now surfing getting too popular.
Right.
So kind of sometimes will be too crowd.
Right,
So you're
right.
thinking about like who was like living their whole maybe already 1 or 2 generations
Right.
their family there, and then one day suddenly, pong, so many people come to your yard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes, actually that's what I want to say. I think Taiwan. After always when I go travel back, I always feel Taiwan's the best.
Really?
That's true.
Jialashui surf competition is like festival
Yes.
of the surf. I mean, whole year you can see a culture in the surf competition, but everybody are making friends there. Yeah.
Did you?
It was
For Yilan.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, I was a young lad at that time.
It's really interesting. Like surfers, their personality is more kind of like, you know, we see a lot of more nomad
Right.
kind of style.
They chase the wave.
They
right?
chase
You
the
know?
waves.
It's
They
like-
go everywhere,
Yeah.
and with their board,
Yeah.
they're happy with their board.
That's all they need.
Yeah, and some people, they're happy with their board, but they like being in the air, like you. You like flying. The windiest part of Taiwan
challenge.
I can think of is Hsinchu.
Yes, yes,
Do you kite surf there as well?
yes. That's
The wind is usable.
So my story in Taiwan is that I landed in the East Coast first. I lived 2 years in the East Coast. Just coming to Taiwan, I was in Hualien, right?
Okay.
And I brought my kite surfing gear, and then I realized there's not much wind over there, so I bought my surfboard and I tried to surf over there, and I did, and it was amazing. But I went to the north and I wanted to check it out, other places. And first I went to Taipei and North Taipei, and actually I was impressed that the coast is changing so much, right?
Yeah.
And then I landed in Hsinchu and my car broke. My car broke down, and I wasn't really happy to be there. It really looked like, you know, a place when I'm not gonna have so much fun in terms of surfing, right? But the car broke down and it took a week to fix it, and I stayed in Airbnb where I met my wife later, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And I went to the coast, and it was like 35 knots of wind, which is very strong wind. There was incoming wave to the river mouth, and it wasn't big, but it was very consistent, very, very clean. And I looked at the place, and there was nobody, and I was like, no, that place, it has massive potential.
Okay.
And then I moved back to Hualien, and then everybody was like, oh yeah, you live in the East Coast, you surf a lot, and I was like, yes, I do, but it also rains quite often, so I'm not on the beach that much, right? Yeah. And then I thought, okay, I would check it out one more time, and I came back to Hsinchu, and I stayed pretty much since then.
I think it's really funny. Like you guys are surfers, but you still don't like the rain.
Yes, I mean,
in the ocean.
Some
you don't want to get wet.
some people don't mind, right?
Yeah.
They say, oh, you're gonna get wet anyway.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's true. It's true.
No, it's
I
different.
think
We divers hate diving on a rainy day.
Yeah, that's true. It messes
It's
up
like-
the murks up the
Like,
bottom,
oh, I
right?
need to bring my umbrella on the sea. God, you know, surfing is a kind of it's a chill event, but also an extreme sport.
Yeah, I think it doesn't seem safe.
Well, it can be safe.
It can
At
be, it
least
can be.
you need good instructors.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this sport actually brought Taiwan connecting the international.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like more and more competitions now, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, yeah, 加热水.
加热水 Surfing Festival. You were talking about 加热水, right?
Correct. I'm not sure how long this competition has been running, but I entered 2 different contests and great vibes. Just the local industry, people
Yes.
that sell surf gear, and just the association that promotes ocean safety education
Right.
and surfing. Find instructors
Right.
when you first start out.
So don't worry, don't
get
worry.
lessons
Okay, yeah.
and learn the etiquette, learn the rules.
Okay.
And I competed a few times and took 3rd place on my second.
Wow.
Second time, I was in sup surf category. You see my sup.
Sup surf.
That's a sup board.
Sup surf. It is for surfing waves. It's a maneuverable, very.
What's the difference between subboard and
Surfboard.
normal surfboard?
Basically, a bigger board, more
Yes.
volume.
Yes.
It's going to be thicker, and this board is more high performance, so it's shaped like a surfboard and less bulky. We have stand-up paddle boards, which
Right.
are for flat water, but this is
Right.
made for surfing waves. So
Okay.
it will have more volume, means it has more flotation.
Right.
This is a mid-length surfboard,
Okay.
Yes.
so
It's
and I have a paddle, so I
beautiful.
stand up the whole time.
Okay. With a paddle.
Correct,
So like you're surfing the surf on this with a paddle.
correct.
Wow.
I can see more. Advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
It's not advised for the inexperienced
Right.
to sit in the lineup
Yes.
with surfers because it's a bigger board, potentially more dangerous if you have a paddle. So
Right.
you definitely have to learn board management and
Right.
not for beginners. You definitely have to learn.
So in the competition, there's like a normal surf category and a sub surf category.
Correct, and also boogie board for this particular one in Jialushui.
Cool.
They have bodyboard.
Yes.
That's the one that almost killed me.
Yes,
Bodyboard.
please. So who's been in this competition also? Jialushui.
I'm in the first one.
You've been the first one?
Their first one.
Yes.
I forgot how long ago.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're
I joined
very-
so many times that festival. Nearly this year doesn't, but yeah. So I forgot I won how many champion. I forgot.
Humble.
I'm joking.
Teasing you,
I used
teasing
to
you.
living there.
Okay.
So I was there, one of their team workers.
Okay.
Yeah, help them. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, help the local culture. They have a very strong local culture too. Very nice.
Jialushui surf competition is like a festival
Yes.
of the surf whole year. So almost the best surfer will come there.
Yes.
So it's really good. Yeah. You can see a culture in the competition, but everybody are making friends there. Yeah.
How long does it go on for?
3 days usually.
3 days?
Yeah.
Normally, yeah.
Usually May.
So gathering all surfers
Yes.
in
All around the
Jialushui.
world.
Right. And I've heard Jingzun.
Is another one? Is
That
there-
reminds me of one in Jingzhuan.
Yeah,
A few different ones. Specific measurements or like specs for the surfboard.
Yes.
For 50-50, it's like a retro shortboard and longboard competition. So the style of the surfboard, they had specific specifications
Retro.
to be able to enter this contest.
Ooh.
Correct. So it's
it's
more
like
of a niche surf comp in Taidong.
Yeah, but Taiwan actually we have two. We should say we have
Two main.
original event. But one is kind of, as JD said, that one. We have an association, so they make a kind of Taiwan surfers join. But we have another one is to connect with the Golub. Is every November will happen in Jingzhun.
Okay.
Yeah, so already 11 years, I think. This is a Taidong, our government, like work with the number one surf, how to say that? Like
Surf League.
Yeah, surf
World
league,
Surf League.
in the world. It's
Wow.
called WSL. And they bring in a lot, like few division of the world championship, like World Junior, World Longboard, like something like that. And then they all also have the series.
Qualified series.
Yeah, also.
World Surf.
Yeah.
League.
So you need
World
classes
tour.
in order
Yeah,
to
so-
go to other
Right,
competitions.
so they come here to get a point. I think that's very important also. One part of the surfing, how you get improved, also you need watching and surfing.
Yes.
Also they can bring in their skill. Also, something like we will try. We also make the junior grammars, go learn from them. So I think it's very important
Right.
to Taiwan surfing history. So that happening in Taidong.
So it's actually a very sophisticated and complete system.
Yeah.
It's a great link to the international
Yeah.
community of
Yeah.
surfers. These are respectable surfers
Yeah.
that surf Jaws. They surf
Yeah.
big surf waves, 20, 30-foot waves sometimes.
It also
that are
sounds like it's growing.
professional surfers that, and they make a tour stop in Taiwan. Yeah, so it
that's
absolutely puts.
Yeah.
It puts Taiwan up there on well-renowned, world-renowned surf spots. Absolutely.
Yes. Garrett, you've been experienced.
Yeah, I've
surfing
gone
there in
down
Jingzhun
and
as well.
surfed in that competition a couple of times.
How many times?
I think twice. And it was.
Did you?
It was.
With Ilan.
Yeah. That was maybe
Handsome lad.
8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, I was a young lad at that time.
That's the first one, all right, or first or second one.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was right in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
2012.
Yeah, it says it up
2012,
there. There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Yes, 10 years
10 years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Wow. I can barely remember 10 years ago. But that was, I had a great time. There's a lot of international surfers
Yes.
from Australia, America, Indonesia, Philippines.
Well, you're quite tanned.
Yeah, well, I look pretty tan in that picture. That was towards the end of the summer, I guess. So
Wow. The water's beautiful.
the water is very pretty down there, and
my God.
that was a very talented photographer who took that picture as
And
well.
this is Jingzun too, right?
Yeah,
Jinzun
Jingzun.
Harbor, yeah, that's right.
So many
wicked photo.
unforgettable stories there.
Yeah, oh, and the party is really good afterwards.
That's
They had
important.
Live music and yeah.
Any kind of like heart-wrenching moments in the competition? Like,
Yeah, there was there was one time when I was surfing and I was so nervous. And usually the heat will have about 20 minutes or so, 20, 25 minutes, and they'll give you they'll have an air horn when it's over, but they also have another one to like a 5 minute
warning.
5 minute warning. And so I heard the air horn, I thought it was over. And so I caught a wave and I went in and everybody's asking,
Like,
what are you doing?
why?
It's not over yet. You know?
Oh, silly, no.
Yeah, I was just so nervous. I heard the horn and I just went in. But luckily, I caught a couple good waves already,
Okay.
and so I was able to make it through the heat still.
How do you count the points?
Well, it has a lot to do with how steep the wave is, and you'll do maneuvers like turning,
Yes.
and so if the wave is very vertical, that you'll get some extra points for that.
Okay.
And you know, maybe if you can fly out of the wave, we call an aerial. That can have a lot of points. So you're kind of, it's just how you're using the wave, how you're turning, how many times you turn on the wave, how big is the wave.
Well, you need technique, also luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also always said the surfer get the best wave win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need luck.
That's luck.
It's not so much the best surfer; it's the surfer running into the perfect wave.
And then how they handle that wave, right?
Yeah.
That's the recipe. Because
Yeah.
if you
Bigger
get a good
wave.
wave when you're on the spot, you're in position.
Like if I get a good wave, I still wasted. Like bam, and I'm gone.
When I get a good wave, I'm like, that was a nice wave.
Well, that's pretty bam. Any scary stories to share?
Some of the biggest waves I had surfed, or I wouldn't say I really surfed that much that
It
session.
surfed you.
Yeah.
I saw guys with the orange suits coming to the sea, and I was like, what is going on up there? It's like a festival or something.
Any scary stories to share in the sea?
I definitely have
waves?
a scary
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us.
My first time surfing Jinswen Harbor,
Yeah.
I was on a quite big sup board, so potentially more dangerous, and when I went out with my good buddy who's well experienced.
Yes.
And that's important, and I had him next to me, so that felt pretty good.
Yeah.
But just as we were getting out past the shore break, it's a little challenge to get over the first few waves without getting pounded back onto
Yeah.
the rocks. And then as we're going out, the wind picked up. And this is, so we all would agree that the elements, the conditions are always changing.
Yeah.
Wind had picked up and there were already big waves, and some of the biggest waves I had surfed, or I wouldn't say I really surfed that much that
It
session.
surfed you.
Yeah, they dominated me. But it went out, and my buddy said, paddle on your left. But I thought he was saying go left.
Right.
And that put me right in the where I did not need to be. So I just I got tumbled and then pushed into the rocks. Not too gnarly, but I'm a small guy, so I just got thrown over my board. I'm like maybe just above my knees, like towards the shore, all rocks though.
Yeah.
And the
Oh my
wind
God.
just chunked me. Like my board is huge and it's like a kite, and it just like a rag doll. I just got thrown over the board and was like, holy, like hold on and crab walk and get out. It was definitely a
Because the East Coast
adrenaline.
is very rocky.
Yeah, and that was one of the first.
Also, that's why we have good waves. Yeah.
Yes.
Our
Because
pattern is
of
different.
the landscape.
Yeah,
right?
so wave different. You have to see is a beach break or point break or reef break. So
Where can you get out? All of these things, like
Yes.
to assess.
Yeah.
And,
So there's a lot of like safety kind of things you
I
have to
think let you
consider.
remind you about bodyboard experience.
Yeah, no, I don't like this. This is making me really nervous.
You're not a sea person,
No,
right?
I'm not. I'm not.
But,
I love
hey.
the beach, but it's just like, oh.
My good friend last week we had a typhoon, right?
Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, I'm out of city. I'm going to Jialushui to Kending because I have to chase the typhoon waves." And I'm like, "Please be safe." And it's like it's just chasing the
Yeah.
waves,
Yeah.
but he is very experienced.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about a little bit about typhoon waves because it sounds so scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, it is scary, and you gotta be able to recognize if it's safe for you.
Right.
And you need each surfer needs to understand what is their limit and what is their ability. Because actually, in let's say Hawaii or California, the waves can get bigger than in a typhoon here. And so yeah, I chase typhoons around Taiwan, and you have
You're
to
crazy, man.
yeah, you have to know where is the good conditions when
Like
when
surfable conditions,
right.
right?
If the typhoon's right on top of us, then it's too crazy. Yeah, it's too stormy, unsurfable.
Is this Taiwan?
That's Taiwan. Yeah, that
Where is
was
it?
it's in Hualien off of the highway.
Wow.
Right before, just south of the river in Hualien.
Whoa.
I'm not sure if the spot even had a name.
Is it nearby Mero?
Nearby the Hualien river mouth.
Oh, you mean the Muguashi?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's a secret spot.
Hey,
I try not to
they
talk
are
about
like,
it.
Yeah, you know, like
The Chinese name of
wow, Pio, you know, you
Have you been here?
Yeah, I live there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen that wave. I mean, that size of
Oh,
the wave.
that
That's
doesn't
crazy,
happen.
huh?
Doesn't happen much.
Yeah, that was a typhoon.
Especially that river mouth doesn't happen much. Even
Yeah.
less than Fongbin.
But I know the spot he's talking about.
yeah, so not much people know that spot. So you bring your board everywhere and you bring your photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sure, as a photographer.
that was.
I'm looking to hire one.
This is someone who
Professional.
photographer.
No, I think he have a lot of love.
I see.
You sure you weren't just getting reported with this
doesn't
photo?
know.
Like,
Yeah, the Coast Guard were on their way.
oh, really? But so they came to like speak to you and kind of like stop you?
Yeah,
or?
when the typhoon is a certain distance within Taiwan, they'll close the beaches.
Okay.
And so I've actually taken a trip down to the south and driving 5 or 6 hours,
Yeah.
only to arrive to the caution tape of closing the
Right.
beaches off.
Yes.
And it can be quite a bummer when you take a trip and then you
Like,
gotta just
aw.
watch the perfect waves and wait until they open the beaches again.
Yeah, but safety first.
Exactly.
Safety first.
I always tell a lot of friends or people or some young surfers, actually, fears is good.
Yeah.
Fears
good. It
make
keeps you safe.
Yeah. We always, actually, surfer, we always will make sure how we paddle out or how we come in.
Yes.
And everything we think, all conditions to surf and we
Yeah.
paddle out. And then we will have fun or we can have some amazing experience. Not like people thought, oh, you guys crazy type of wave. First thing is this.
Yeah.
And second things, I think, a lot of people talking about like block the beach. I know, bummer. But I think this is also a lot of working on in the future.
Right.
For this sport in Taiwan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think education.
Yeah.
There are even more young
Yes.
generation have more ocean knowledge, education that could change this in the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
So,
potentially it has already changed some, right?
Yeah,
It's improved.
already.
so when it comes to bad weather, okay, I'm a diver. Divers go, oh man,
Yeah.
bad weather, and maybe you guys, oh okay, typhoon waves, yeah, and
Rain,
the
but no
person's
lightning.
smiling.
Rain but no lightning.
Yeah,
no
no
lightning.
lightning.
Yeah, that's the thing. So typhoons are perfect then. There's no
Yeah.
lightning.
But you know who's happiest
Yeah.
when it comes to typhoon?
Me.
Not you,
I stay home.
Pio.
Pio. Oh yeah.
You
The
can
wind.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about your typhoon experiences.
So we were talking, like you were guys talking about education, which is super important, right? And then typhoon also have to know about that. It's part of education, right? So I wasn't educated at first, right? And I was kind of again full of myself, and I'm like, I can do it by myself, right? And I had my board, I had my motorbike, and I was traveling the coast, and I thought that's perfect time to go into the water. And I was traveling actually with a surfboard. There was no wind that time, not yet. And and I went to the water, and I was trying to catch waves, and I saw guys with the orange suits coming to the sea and kind of like giving me weird signs, and I was like, what is going on up there? It's like a festival or something. I didn't bother to come back. And then they kept being up there, and they were just like trying to show me signs that probably I'm asked to get out from the water. But it was my first month in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I didn't connect. Typhoon, orange suits, I don't know what's going on. And so it took them like 1 hour to wait for me, and it finally finished. and they got to me and they were like, "Are you crazy? Are you crazy?"
You are crazy.
Everybody's good. I don't know what's up, but anyway, they were like, "Are you crazy? Typhoon!" And then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Sorry."
But yes, I'm crazy a little bit.
Only a little bit.
And then I waited 3 more days, maybe 2 more days, and typhoon literally came, and I was like, "Okay, they know what we're talking about."
Yeah.
I didn't, right?
Yeah.
But nothing happened. Everything was good.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
actually, these guys, they were super helpful. They didn't give me fine, even though they could.
Right.
They were like very understanding. So
Yeah.
Right.
that was a good story, good moral. I'd say.
Yeah.
So we were talking about safety first.
Right.
Whatever you do, especially extreme sports, you need a lot of practice and a lot of knowledge, a lot of homework before
Yeah.
you really go
Yeah.
to the sea, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and practice at home is also very, very important.
How do you practice
Yes,
when you can't?
JD, you'll show us later, right? When we
I
come
can still
back.
practice on land. That's
Yes, we'll be back.
Wow.
That's cool.
Actually, this is my sewing, pretty bad. So
That's
anyway,
cute. Oh, can I see
but
that?
this,
This is nice.
Oh, this is adorable.
Welcome back to Wow Taiwan.
Surf's up.
Hey, excuse me, sir, what are you doing?
Practicing, dude. Check it out.
You're practicing? George, coach, coach, is this a normal practice for surfers?
This is probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah?
You mean he's doing well?
Yeah, Andrew's doing very well.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
he's got
Andrew.
talent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
dude.
you have your own style right now.
Yeah, I know,
train
right?
your
Keep my
core,
ankles safe here.
Yes.
your balance, and also really fun, right?
I'm having a good time, man.
Quiet.
Hey, I still need a partner, you know.
I know. I'm just
Please
breaking
don't
out a bit of a
hurt yourself.
sweat. I think I'll stop.
So Garrett, do you practice this at home?
I don't have one personally, but it is very good practice.
What do you want to try now?
I'm okay. How about someone else want to try it?
Pio, you come.
Yeah, I try.
Give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot.
It must be easy for you.
I'm not sure, but yeah, let's see. Yeah.
This is called a
No injuries on set.
Indo board.
Yes.
Hey, look at that.
Oh. Woohoo!
Nice.
We do 360.
My
Yeah.
husband can play this really well.
Oh my God!
Next level.
This is crazy stuff.
Even can walking and hand your toe on this.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
couldn't.
wow.
but
One
my
foot and have
husband
one
can do
foot
that.
as well.
Yeah.
1 foot.
Yeah, I try.
If you don't surf, you can actually
likes
work in a
challenges.
circus.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wait a second, that's not 1 foot. Some
Oh,
here.
what?
Okay, I can't do it.
Hey, Pio, practice.
Yeah, practice. Oh, man. And is that another way to practice during the bad weather? or-
JD,
Can't do this on rainy days, but when there are flat days, no waves.
Right.
I think it's a great way to train on land. It does not replace surfing, but it can simulate it in some ways, and
this is skateboard.
different from a standard skateboard, meaning the front truck has another pivot, so a little different design.
So this is actually
Surf
kind of
skate.
Surfboard.
skate.
Correct.
So this is actually
Surf simulator and similar body movements
Yes.
and core. So yeah, I love it, and I coach kids and adults.
Oh, man.
So it's a
Oh my
great way
God.
to build your fundamentals for surfing waves.
Oh,
waves.
wow.
And as you see, definitely a surf stance.
Wow.
So, surf
Jump.
skate is a
Can you
blast.
jump? Can you jump?
No, but I might could power slide. Not much space
Power
here. Let me
slide.
go one more time.
One more time.
I'm gonna get
Power
out of the-
slide.
Wow.
That's cool.
How slide.
Yeah.
Oh my
seriously.
God.
Oh, that looks fun.
Surf skate. You wanna spin?
Do you have insurance?
I might
pressure.
not. I'm
We'll turn the cameras off and I'll give
today.
you a first lesson.
Yes, first lesson. I'll call you.
Oh,
right.
man.
Wow. So, this is a good practice when you're on land during pandemic. When you're
Yeah,
at
exactly.
home.
Or there are no waves. You know, flat
Yes,
days.
Yes.
Right now, it's
Real surf. So.
one kind of sport right now in the
Okay.
whole world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
Especially
very
in
popular.
Thailand, it's huge.
Yeah,
People
even in
don't surf.
Olympic. Yeah.
Right.
But they can
Even
surf
in
skate.
Olympics, we have
skateboard.
skateboard
Skateboard is
right.
in the
Yeah.
Olympics, correct.
This is so cool.
Surfing too. Finally, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
X Games.
But hey, the most important part is getting ready to really, hit the sea.
Right.
Being in the sea is a very privileged feeling.
It is.
We love the environment, we love the sea, we love the water,
I mean-
but protecting it.
Because we were talking earlier about how like some people don't love it when a bunch of out of town people come in, because there's a possibility of like, have a seat. There's a possibility of pollution going up.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually a big problem in Taiwan. There's so much plastic that actually it's not only from the tourists who come to the beach and leave their trash. It's also just whatever's left on the ground everywhere around Taiwan. So when it rains, it washes the plastic into the ocean from the rivers. So everything on the ground needs to be recycled or thrown in the trash.
To the right place.
And so a lot of us surfers, we will organize beach cleanups.
Yes.
I've been doing surfing related businesses for about 10 years in Taiwan.
Lovely.
I have a pizza restaurant, and so we'll try to find other organizations and make a cooperative kind of beach cleanup with them. And it's a really good way for businesses around Taiwan to kind of get that positive exposure and clean the beach and also bring in customers to their location. So I encourage all the businesses around the beach areas to try and organize more beach cleanups because the
It's a good
plastic.
cycle.
It's a great cycle. It's good for everybody. It
Yes.
gives you good feelings and helps the local communities and it makes the beaches more beautiful.
Beautifies it,
Yes.
Yeah.
And Bebe, you actually create art. You're an artistic person.
Oh, it's not me, it's my husband.
Oh, your husband?
Yeah, actually.
Where's your husband?
We live in Taitung, right?
Yes.
And my husband live in Taiwan about 10 years.
Yes.
So about like 5 years ago, funny thing is actually in the first, my husband Josh, he started doing some recycling things that I don't understand. Like, what are you doing?
Creating.
No, he went to the beach and always pick up a lot of recycle, the
Bring the
plastic.
garbage home.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I do that
Yeah.
as well. You get some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Like
You hoarder.
toys.
Yeah, you're right. In the first, I don't know what he's doing, and then he told me he think he would like to do about this and do something. So
Yes.
anyway, so we're trying. And actually, when we go to the beach, we can see a lot of bottle, right? So a lot of plastic bottle, like we went to the shopping
Yes.
or 7-Eleven, we got a lot of plastic bag.
Yes.
So when they're in the ocean,
Yeah.
the fish are gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually I think recycle is the last things 我们至少可以做。对, but I think still have to tell everybody reduce. is
Reduce.
more-
Yeah.
is
Yes.
more
Yeah.
important.
3 R's.
So that's why using you 带自己的 own shopping bag.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to show you guys something that's funny. Actually, this is my sewing, pretty bad. So
That's
anyway,
so cute. Oh, can I see
but
that?
this,
This is nice.
Oh, this is adorable.
you know what? This is actually like an example.
For your
like,
drinks.
Yeah, you can using your iron, 你用熨斗，
Yes.
用一些东西就可以做的。
This is very
Oh, this
modern
is
art,
cool.
kind of like,
So you hold workshops as well.
Yeah, we have a workshop, and so 5 years ago, my husband and some friends, we make a workshop. Recycling is a Taiwan for recycling
Yes.
pole. Yeah, I want to use this chance to tell everybody is you have to clean the recycle.
yeah.
You
rinse it
clean
out,
the
wash it out.
recycle, and then
throw it.
and then reusable.
Right.
So have to clean before you're doing the recycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome points. I 100% agree. And the board behind me
Yeah.
is actually
Recycled.
custom board made by Moose Surf. Amazing craftsmanship. And the core, the inside of the board is foam from my first sub.
Okay, so this is a.
So this is an upcycle
yeah.
project as well. I
Wow.
believe they're doing, and a lot of their wood is collected scrap wood or
Wow.
yeah,
good.
not
They don't
that
cut-
they go out and buy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
They have
That's cool because I'm longboarder. We do have a lot of snapboard. So even when we have netball long enough, we sharpen another shortboard.
Yeah, it's
That's
great to be able to use
fantastic.
part of it.
Yeah, for my kids or for ourselves, like mini Simmons, you know, for fun.
Yeah.
Also, we do that too.
I love their chill
Yeah,
perspective
no,
to
yeah.
life and their humor.
The surfer vibe is so
Yeah.
cool.
The ocean
Yes.
is magical. It does that.
Yeah.
It chills everybody.
brings
out. Makes
people
us sane,
together,
I think.
right?
Keeps me sane.
Yeah. Everyone that sees this episode
Yeah.
can come to Taiwan
Yeah.
and go in the sea. And thank you guys for loving the Taiwanese sea, yeah?
Thank you for taking care of it with
Yes,
us.
please be safe,
Yes.
surf on,
Yeah,
and
seriously.
we'll see you next time.
We hope you can enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Awesome.